You are listening to Waywut, hosted by Darrell Holiday and Jason Driggers. This is a podcast with a couple of guys wandering down various rabbit holes involving true crime, science, history, paranormal, whatever else we find interesting. You can listen on whichever your preferred podcast platform is, and feel free to email us at waywutpodcast@gmail.com. That is WAYWUT podcast@gmail.com. And with that, let's start the show.
Well, hello. Welcome to Waywut. This is episode number 2. My name is Jason Driggers, and I'm with my best friend since 1985, and a man who once fell asleep with a piece of pizza in his mouth, Darrell Holiday. Do you remember those days, Darrell?
Yes, I do.
I don't know how. You were pretty
that
drunk.
night. That was the night that I learned how to play Circle of Death.
I will never let you forget that night. You actually owe me a thank you because you thought you woke up with throw up in your mouth.
Yes, I did. I woke up and I tasted vomit in my mouth, and it turned out it was pizza that I just didn't finish chewing.
Nope, you took. It was the funniest damn thing I've ever seen in my life. And yes, I will never let you forget it. That just reminds me of the good old days. The good old days of being back in, well, that was back in college when that happened, but back in high school. The good old Crandall Pirates.
That was the night that I learned how to play Circle of Death.
It's aptly named.
Yes.
It's aptly named.
It did try to kill me.
Yes, and it will if you let it.
Mm-hmm.
If you play the game correctly and actually do what it tells you to do, it could possibly kill you.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
But back to the Crandall Pirates, our alma mater, our glory days.
For you,
Did you ever?
You were the jock.
Well, yes, I may have been the jock, but all in all, it was a great time for us as 17, 18-year-old kids. It was great. But what got me thinking, well, the greatness of mascots. Crandall Pirates. Why were we called the Pirates? Do you have any idea why?
I'm assuming because the image was cheap and abundant.
Well, your guess is as good as mine because I have looked into this and I still have no idea why we were called the Crandall Pirates. We don't live next to a body of water.
Nope.
We weren't raised on raiding ships, or we weren't founded on raiding ships. So, yes, I would have to agree with why we were the pirates, just because it was an easy thing to screen print, possibly.
Yeah, it is a pretty generic, stamp of that you can find any screen printer. Now that I think about it, with the whole the world wanting to make sure that everybody gets equal attention, how come we weren't the Crandall Somali Pirates? Why'd we have to be a white pirate with an eye
or at least
patch?
the Trinity Pirates. It just didn't make any sense.
I think our pirate mascot should have been a skinny black man in a tank top with an AK-47.
Look at me. I am captain now.
Look at me. I win football now.
Well, it got me on a tangent wondering why some of the common names for our sports teams, how they came up with their names.
Okay.
So, like the LA Lakers. Why the hell are they called the LA Lakers?
I know the answer to this.
All right, let's hear it.
They were an import team, weren't they?
Yes, they were from Minnesota, and Minnesota is known for what? The land of 10,000 lakes. Yes, the land of 10,000 of them. Believe it or not, 10,000.
They're known for stars too.
Oh, yes. So yes, that's where the LA Lakers names comes from. Is from the land of the 10,000 lakes.
Thought you could
pretty generic.
Past me.
Hey, what should we call this team? What should we call this team? I know there's a lot of lakes around us. Lakers. That's just it's ridiculous.
Well, honestly, if you've ever been to Minnesota, that would seem appropriate because they're not imaginative people. I
Well,
mean, they're farmers. They're like, hey there, what are we gonna call
well,
ourselves? Uh,
farmers. They could be like Farmersville, who calls himself the Fighting Farmers.
yeah, but they. I don't know. They like their lakes. The
Okay.
Lakers, eh?
Well,
Yeah.
nothing's more intimidating than a lake.
I
All right.
mean,
What about the
the thing I love
Chicago?
about the LA Lakers though is
Yes.
like if you read it too fast, it's like a stutter. The Lakers,
Law Lakers.
the Lakers, the Lakers. I don't know. It's all I think the bigger question is why did they fucking keep it?
Right?
I mean, nobody goes to Los Angeles saying, "Huh,
Look
let's
at
go
all these
fishing."
lakes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's go
It's so
fishing.
wet here.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
yeah, no, that was a good one because like that, I think that is a mystery that somebody. I I would love to know that. Like, why did you keep it?
yeah, it's not like Minnesota Lakers were more known than what the LA Lakers are known
Well,
for now.
think about how hilarious it would have been if we would have kept the Minnesota North Stars names as the Dallas Stars, the Dallas North
Dallas North
Stars.
Stars in South United States.
Yeah, we're the North Stars at the bottom of
Well,
the
we can barely
country.
see the stars here.
Oh dear God.
Well, what about the beloved Chicago Cubs?
Ooh, I have no idea.
Well, from what I can find out, about 120 years ago, as high schoolers, instead of having a varsity and a JV team, they would have a varsity and a Cub team, a
Oh,
smaller youth team. So the Chicago Daily News dubbed the team the Cubs because they were full of youth on their roster. So they were called the Cubs,
huh.
and it just stuck.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense because like, who the hell's afraid? I mean, I see
And
a
Chicago's
bear
not known
cub.
for bears. Yeah,
No,
I
but
don't.
well, yeah. But I mean, you see a cub and you want to cuddle it.
Yeah,
It's like snuggly. Nobody really wants snuggly mascots.
and it's kind of cool too that the Chicago football team is the Chicago Bears, and Chicago
Ooh,
baseball team is the Chicago Cubs.
which team was? Well, never mind. The Cubs had to be
The
first
Cubs
because
were first, yeah, but the Bears were, I think, a part of the original NFL when they
like
first
you
the
think they
first
took
six,
on the
eight teams
name.
because of the Cubs. I would
Yeah.
think so, yeah.
Huh.
Like the city of Pittsburgh, all of their sports teams, they're all black and gold. They all do the same color scheme.
Yeah, but they're also what Pirates and Steelers and
Pirates,
Penguins.
Steelers, Penguins, and Bruins. No, no, not Bruins.
No, Bruins are
Penguins,
Boston.
Penguins, Pirates, yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say what else?
and
They don't have
Steelers.
a basketball team, do they?
No,
But seriously, that's another weird one. Why in the hell are the Pittsburgh Penguins a thing? I mean,
I don't know. I didn't
I
come
mean,
across that one. That would be a
they're
very
like
interesting one to find out.
I mean, I guess because they're an ice bird, and they're like, oh yeah, we're penguins, and we could slide around on the ice. Ha ha
Could
ha
be a
ha.
nice
Ha.
term, yeah. Well, speaking of icy conditions, what about the Green Bay Packers?
Ooh, I have a theory.
Okay,
I'm suspecting it has something to do with meat packing plants.
actually, you're correct.
I'm so smart.
The initial sponsor was the Acme Meat Packing Company of Green Bay, and they were
So,
bought
like the
out
same
by,
one that the coyote buys all his shit from?
yes, the one that had the rockets and yes, the big anvils. That company there, but they were bought out by the Indian Packing Company, and there was a shipping clerk there by the name of Curly Lambeau, and he convinced his employer to sponsor the team. Thus, so that's where Lambeau Field comes from as well.
Oh, that is interesting.
But once again, nothing more intimidating than a bunch
So,
of meat packers. I mean,
That was
Why
almost
keep the name?
homophobic, dude. That was very close to homophobic.
I didn't say fudge packers. Oh man.
Oh
Okay.
God, you're in trouble. You're gonna. I mean, if you
This
ever get
reminds me of days of
famous,
Miss
you're gonna be
Rossmo.
canceled.
Who isn't? Who hasn't these days?
I won't. I'm very open minded.
All right. What about the Detroit Red Wings?
Ooh, did somebody go down on the girl on the rag? Is that the
Oh
owner? The owner
no.
didn't pay attention before he went down there, and he got
The-
his Red
I
Wings.
don't think he would want to name a team after that experience there.
If he lost a bet, dude, I bet you she's on the rag. No, she ain't.
Well,
Is there something on my face? Anyway, why does everything taste like pennies?
it's like
What?
nickels. Yeah, like eating a plate of spaghetti with your hands.
Do
Yeah.
I have something in my teeth?
Oh man. Well, from what I read, the owner at the time, James Norris, was the
Uh-huh.
owner of or used to play for a team called the Winged Wheelers, and their logo was actually a winged wheel, like you
On
see
the
now.
yeah.
Yeah, and it was fitting for a Motor City team such as Detroit, so they kept the logo.
All right. So now though, see, you petered out too quick. Why the hell was that original team called the Winged Wheelers?
I don't know. The Winged Wheelers. I mean, it was.
I want to understand. Was it a biker gang? Was it like somebody like
It was another
their
hockey
tire
team.
popped
Yeah.
and they held a funeral for it and they had like a picture of an angel wing on a wheel? Oh, in
I
the
don't know. Most of these, what
arms.
I've come across so far, have not been very original. They have been kind of stuck with what they had or what they've been dubbed with from the beginning and just kept it.
Well, I love the Cubs one's a nickname. The Lakers one is that's just lazy.
Yes,
So lazy. Fucking lazy Californians.
doesn't surprise me. But it also brought me to the list or some of the funniest or least intimidating mascots I could find. These are
Oh,
from a variety of AAA teams or high school mascots that I thought were pretty
okay.
damn funny. All right.
All right.
The first one I found is the Freeborough Community High School Midgets.
They haven't been forced to change it.
No, no, there's a
That is
reason why.
current.
It is current. It is current. They got the name from a long time ago of their basketball team being very, very short, and they were beating bigger players. So the name stuck, and they are known as the Freeborough Community High School Midgets.
Where is this? Where's Freeborough at?
Freeborough, I believe it's in Tennessee.
Okay, I can see them getting away with that. But how do they do the mascot? Is it like a normal person on their knees, or is it like do they outsource?
No, it's. I think it's just an M. Believe it or not, just the letter
Oh,
M. I could be wrong.
well
I don't have. I don't have pictures.
that's denying them the chance of representation. I don't appreciate that.
True. True.
I want to
They could
see
get
a
a
little
full
person.
size person as a
No, I
mascot.
want to see a little person doing cartwheels by the bench. That's
Well,
what I want. And back handsprings. I want to see a little person doing air or
I want to see him get basket
acrobatics.
tossed. I want to see him get basket tossed.
Whee! He'll be
He's.
down in a second.
I'll say if it's a windy night, he's gonna just get blown up into the stands. All right, moving on. Here we go. What about the Amarillo Sod Poodles? This is a minor league baseball team.
Okay, sod poodles. Are
Sod
these
Poodles.
dirty poodles? Is that
They're
what it's?
actually prairie dogs. It's a slang term for prairie dogs.
Ah, Isn't prairie dogs already a slang term for prairie dogs?
I think prairie dogs is their name, yeah. But
why would you? Why would wait? All right, sod poodles, prairie dogs. I mean, same number of syllables.
I
It's
don't
not even
know.
shortening it.
But the minor league teams, I think they win awards for having throw it off names. The best, the weirdest names they could come up with are in minor league baseball. They're great. There's one called the Yard Goats.
I assume that's a goat that doesn't live in the field.
Right. But it's all right.
It's like
Moving on here. This is a good one. What about the Arkansas Skull for the Deaf Leopards?
that is fucking metal.
Yeah, I'd say no explanation needed. They
None.
had to go with it. Yeah,
That
it wrote itself.
they are some badass people that could never hear me tell them how badass they are.
Oh man, yeah, they definitely won't be hearing this podcast.
No, they'll read the transcript. It has a
Hopefully,
transcript.
they will get a laugh at it at this point in the readings. All right, moving on here.
Def Leopards. That is hardcore. That is badass.
I thought so. They had to go with it. It was the obvious choice.
I mean, here's the thing. Do you at that point do you have somebody in a cat suit, or do you have somebody with big hair and like one arm in their sleeve to be like
A
a
little of
drummer?
both. You gotta do both. Just a kick-ass cat.
a kick
A
ass cat
kick-ass
with a
leopard.
mullet.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Cut off t-shirt, all of it.
The acid wash jeans with the hole in the knee.
Oh yeah, you could go all out. Why not? All right, what about this one? What about the Ozark High School Hillbillies?
That's expected.
Yep.
I'd be more impressed if it was like the Ozark meth cartel
Well,
or
once again,
the Ozark money launderers.
it's a way of lazy naming. They inherited a bunch of equipment from the West Virginia Mountaineers, and of
Uh-huh.
course, it has a hillbilly on it.
So
So
they
they
just.
just not didn't call themselves Mountaineers. They just called themselves hillbillies.
I wonder if that's why there's some schools that are Buccaneers instead of Pirates, but with the same damn picture.
Probably just change the name.
Yeah, that's just that's no. If you're an Ozark now, like you need to put in an effort to change your name. I mean, like the Ozark Batemans, you know.
Something more intimidating, because
Jason Bateman was kind of intimidating in that show.
yes, but I'm meaning when I think a great mascot has to be intimidating a little bit. If you're going to go up against a team and you automatically see that it's somebody with an intimidating name, it kind of plays the role of getting you scared a little bit. But what I have next is the least intimidating mascots. These will
Okay.
make you laugh and want to play them and actually make fun of them for having such a stupid mascot name.
Okay.
For instance, what about the Binghamton Rumble Ponies?
All right. Is that like gay terminology?
No, no, it's just a double A baseball team
Because it
with the
just
name out of.
seems like somebody would call their boyfriend. Oh, he's my rumble pony.
They may
Aren't you
not.
just my little rumble
They will
pony?
now, though. They will now.
I mean, if my wife called me her rumble pony, I'd be kind of complimented. Maybe that's it.
I like
Maybe
the name, but when you hear the word pony, it doesn't necessarily have a rumble in front of it.
no. I mean, that's how you toughen it up. You know, it's mm, uh, like
Better than a shaken pony.
if you say like kitty, you think oh kitty cat. If you say something like death kitty, then you know it's a it's got some more oomph
Shining up
to
that
it.
turd.
Yeah, add a couple peanuts, maybe a
All right.
corn.
All right. What about the Montgomery Biscuits? That's right, Darrell. Biscuits.
What's their thing? Eat me,
Their
eat
mascot
me.
is named Big Mo, and he is an orange beast that loves biscuits.
He eats.
Just
He eats the
biscuits.
team.
He eats biscuits. They're named after what he eats.
Eats.
That's his mascot. Just biscuits. Like
That is
stick
stupid.
ridiculous.
It's.
What?
I mean, it's not just not intimidating. It's stupid. I could just sit there and see that. What do we call ourselves? Biscuits.
The
What do you want?
biscuits.
I like biscuits. I want to
And
be
you,
biscuits. Well, his dad does own the bank, so we're the
yeah.
biscuits.
Who do we play this week? We play the biscuits. We play the biscuits. What
But
about the Frankfurt hot dogs? Yes,
that's
that is a real name.
that's just you know
It's wrote
it's
itself.
there.
It's just not as good.
It's just there.
It's an
Um,
Indiana high school. A newspaper writer called their player hot dogs, and the name just stuck.
well, duh. I mean, that's Frankfurt. I
Is
mean, it
it?
makes
Yeah, I mean, it
sense.
makes sense. It's like the Def Leppard school,
Yeah, but not as cool.
but do you want to be your mascot's a wiener? It's a freaking hot dog. Do you want that on your letter jacket? Do you want that on your class ring? A hot dog?
I think it'd be fun to taunt the other team with. Whenever their players
Flopping
are
a bunch of
walking by,
wieners.
better flop wieners at them. Stop it!
That would be pretty funny. Well, that would be pretty funny.
Stop hitting me with your wieners.
Can only imagine. What about the Mighty Bunnies of Benson High School?
Okay,
Nothing's as
that's
intimidating than a Mighty Bunny.
that. All right, you remember how I was talking about Death Kitty earlier?
Yes.
All right, so that did not help Bunny at all. There's Mighty Bunny, no. Scary Bunny, no. Just
It's the lazy naming. When the town relocated during the 1920s, they relocated into a field that was full of rabbits. And so there we go. What do we have around us? Bunnies. What do we call ourselves? The bunnies.
I just love this. Like, what do we call ourselves?
Yes, it's like the movies when you see them.
Uh,
What's around us?
the grass. We're the
With
grass.
the
Come
grassies.
on, no, that's just stupid. Shit. The dirt? No. Look, I saw a rabbit. I found. Where's the bunnies?
We're the bunnies, but we need to make it more scary, so let's call us the
But
mighty bunnies. We'll
well,
just
it
be
worked
really
for the
strong ones.
ducks. Works for ducks. It work for bunnies.
What about the Jordan High School Beat Diggers?
Oh gosh, I got a little scared there for a second.
Once again, lazy naming. Lazy naming.
I get it. They dig up beets.
They were
Um,
surrounded by beet fields. The school
you
was
know,
surrounded by beet fields.
just be grateful they weren't surrounded by peanut fields. They'd be the nut diggers. We're
Ah.
digging nuts. I dig nuts.
Oh,
I mean, I would not want the term beat in my mascot name.
man, how do you even sing that? What does that even rhyme with? How did their
I
school song
mean, too
go?
much, but I mean, it's,
We are the
oh,
bee
dude,
diggers.
I don't know if you know. You're being that your kids are still in our old hometown. I mean, but then again, you used to play in football games, so I'm sure you heard everybody else's. Did you ever notice that every school had the same fight song, but just with different words?
They
I didn't
all
catch on to that
copied,
till like later. But it's on like na 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 na
so they all could
na
do the same
na
thing.
na na. It's always the same thing everywhere,
Hmm.
but different words,
I did
and
not
they all
notice
do the
that.
same thing. Fight at the end, whatever. But yeah, I was a bit stunned. I was like, I always like to think that like some music teacher somewhere put
It's
in
getting
like
major
extra
royalties.
effort to sit there and like put together a piece of music or something, or maybe they paid somebody. But no, they all use the same damn one. It's some. I'm sure they let the use this slave student labor be like, hey, let's have a contest to write us some lyrics. What do we win? Uh, A bag of chips. Woo! I'm sure nowadays, though, they got a problem with technology.
It can't just be with any chips now, though.
No, nowadays it'd be like,
It's got to
you get
be.
an iPhone 15.
Well, from the least intimidating sounding, I'll bring you the most intimidating sounding. These are the ones that actually will strike fear in you if you were to play them, just by hearing their name, in my opinion.
Okay.
The
All
first
right.
one I bring you is the Atoka Wampus Cats.
That's not. I'm not intimidated. All it is
Okay.
cattywampus thrown around backwards.
Okay, but they're a mythical creature with 6 legs. They look like a mountain lion and a saber-toothed tiger.
Wait, huh? I figured it was just them using cattywampus and just throwing it around and just mixing it up.
Oh, this is a Wampus cat, and it
And it
looks
is a
scary as shit.
six-legged.
6-legged, looks like a mountain lion and a saber-toothed tiger.
How
It's
does it
out of
look like?
Napoleon Dynamite's dreams.
No, he liked ligers,
He
but
likes
not
lagers, but
Tigons, because
right,
Tigons were fat and smell like poo.
but if he likes lagers, he would love the Wampus cat.
Because it
We're
had the
moving
cheese.
on. We have the Orofino Maniacs. That's
I can
right.
get
Their
behind that.
mascot is the Maniac. Yeah, their high school located into the same town as a mental hospital, so naturally they're going to name themselves the Maniacs.
Wow, Darrell dropped the ball.
Right? Golden opportunity.
Yeah, they're
Golden opportunity. The
Darrell
Terrell
Tigers.
Maniacs, Terrell Tigers. They could be the Terrell Maniacs or the
The
Terrell Crazies. That would be better.
Terrell Loonies.
Yeah,
The Maniacs are. So, what does the actual mascot look like? Is it like a dude in a
it's
straight
like
jacket?
it was like a dude with just crazy hair, just hair everywhere, like he's been electrocuted.
Mm.
Nothing
So
too
they
crazy.
don't have the balls to really run with it and have like a dude in a hockey mask wielding an axe running
Right?
around as
Yeah, be something really cool like
missed
that.
opportunity. I'm not scared of a guy with straight up hair. I used to watch Beatman's World.
Love that show. That show was great.
It was.
Giant rat. Giant rat that was on the show. Yeah. Well, speaking of rats, or something similar, what about the Rocket City Trash Pandas? Does that sound intimidating to you?
I mean, it's raccoons.
Yeah, they're pretty damn scary. When they have hands that could do some amazing things. Have you ever seen them go through a trash can?
Yeah, I mean, I,
When they stand up
honestly
on all
thought.
their back legs?
Honestly, I thought you were going about to say some team was named Rats, and I was just going to assume that it was intimidating because you're terrified of rats.
Yes, I am terrified of rats.
Kill it, Darrell! Kill it! Anyway, we'll talk
And you
about that
did,
another day.
you didn't kill it. You let it
No, I
run
didn't.
around back there.
We'll talk about it another day. Trash pandas. So, I mean, being that the
It's
town
a
that
pretty
I'm
cool
in,
sounding name, at least give it that.
the town I live in now, their mascot's raccoons. So it's like your trash pandas are basically my mascot that lives
With
in
a
a
cooler
trailer
sounding
park.
name. With
No,
cooler sounding name.
trailer park, Dollar General shopping mascot compared to my Target shopping mascot.
So you're saying upper class raccoons versus lower class raccoons?
Yeah. I
Okay.
got fancy raccoons. They got like ones that don't even deserve the name. It's like you've been demoted. Trash panda.
What about the Yuma High School criminals?
That's pretty legit. I like it.
Yeah, it actually makes sense. A school at the time they inhabited a prison before it was finished. Like a prison was getting built
Uh-huh.
and it was didn't get finished, so the school just moved in there and adopted the criminal name.
I mean, I give them a little credit because there's lots of outlaws, and stuff like
Yeah,
that, and bandits and
yeah,
stuff. They're just like straight up like criminals. I mean,
yeah. We're the
that's like something
criminals.
you say with a dead face. It's like I'm an outlaw. I'm a
Yep,
bandit. I'm a
I'm a
criminal.
criminal.
And you're like, oh, I'm sorry.
I'm a proud criminal.
I'm afraid of that. I'm afraid
Criminal
of that
99.
Criminals
And it,
forever.
and then my last intimidating one. just because basically of the logo and who it actually is. It's the
Okay.
Black Knights of the U.S. Military Academy, the Army.
Okay.
Just the sound Black Knights. It's intimidating looking.
Um, sort of. I mean, I guess you haven't seen Monty Python Holy Grail.
Readily, no, I know.
It'll you will not think Black Knights are intimidating. I mean, honestly, though, the other thing that came to mind whenever you said that was Martin Lawrence, because he did that one movie where it goes back to King Arthur
Oh
and
yeah,
he's Black
yeah, I
Knight,
remember that.
and I'm like, I ain't scared of Martin Lawrence. He ain't intimidating. That's what I'd be. I'd be like, we're the Black Knights, and I'm all like, I ain't scared of Martin. He's short. No. Now, if you're like we the we're the Will Smiths, we'll slap the shit out of you. I'll be like, oh shit, you know.
Oh man.
Please don't.
Speaking of what the fuck moments,
Okay.
I now bring you my last little category
All
of
right.
what the fuck mascots. Like, why did y'all choose this, and why did y'all stick with it, or just being shocked that it actually does exist. For
There's
instance,
one I'm looking for in particular that if I don't hear it, I'll be disappointed in you.
okay, I mean you're a big Simpson fan, right?
I
You've heard of the
was.
Albuquerque isotopes?
Okay.
That actually came from a Simpson episode
Oh
where
yeah.
they weren't a team before until after the Simpson episode, and then after the Simpson episode aired, several years later they became a team.
Oh. Yeah,
So the Simpsons actually, yeah, they
because that was
helped.
the name of Homer's softball team, and they did the
Yeah, yeah, or something along them. Yeah,
yeah. Not that hell yeah, Albuquerque, you're awesome. Good job. I like it.
yeah. And what about the Hereford, Hereford, Hereford White Faces? When you hear that, it's shocking. It sounds like,
Okay.
wait a minute. If you have to explain your mascot to everybody before you say it, you probably should change your name.
Yeah, that's an issue.
But it's actually named after a breed of cattle that has a white face.
Again, why do you want to be a cow?
Yeah, again, like, what the fuck? Like, why?
I mean, I
Why?
get wanting to be a bull, but like,
Lazy
no.
naming. Like,
If I
what's
yeah, if
around
you,
us? There's a cow with a white face. We would
we're
be
a
known as the
cow, I'm
white
like, oh,
faces.
I'm either gonna slaughter you or I'm gonna milk you. Which do you want?
Well, speaking of why people choose their names, the New Berlin Pretzels have no idea why they chose their mascot name. So they stuck with the New Berlin Pretzels.
Maybe because Berlin is German and German is Bavaria, and there's a such thing as Bavarian pretzels.
It sounds as good of an explanation as I could find.
Or the richest guy in town had a 4-year-old, and he's like, "What do you want to call the team?" And Kay's like, "Pretzels,
At
pretzels."
least they
Okay,
dropped the salty part of it. What about the Centralia High School Orphans?
where's Centralia?
Nope, no idea.
Centralia Orphans.
They
That
were during the
sounds
Great
sad.
Depression. Yeah, the during the Great Depression, their basketball team was playing in mismatched uniforms, and they were dubbed. They looked like a bunch of orphans out there playing in mismatched uniforms, and the name stuck, and they were dubbed the Orphans.
Oh wow, that's that's depressing. That is depressing.
But what it? Yeah, nothing says intimidating or nothing, and it's just like why?
I mean, I guess they're owning it a bit. It's like, yeah, we're the orphans. Our parents aren't around anymore. So we're gonna grow up and dress up like a bat and beat people up. I guess
Just
that's how you turn it around.
yes, and the laziest of all laziest names. I bring you the Key School Obizags.
The hell is an
Now, if you were
Obizag?
to write down the word Obizags, you would notice that it's the word gazebo spelled backwards. So once again, when they were choosing a school name, they chose it because they had gazebos on campus.
Where I went to college, we had frisbee golf. We name it,
South,
Ebriffs. Ebriff.
it's just the common theme of all these names, whether they be funny, intimidating, not intimidating, is the lazy naming of these names of these mascots. Not very creative. As you could say that about the WNBA, the hockey, the NHL. There's a lot of creative teams. The Kraken, the Seattle Kraken, that's a great name. You don't ever hear that.
No.
The Las Vegas Golden Knights, that's a great name.
Why? Are you done?
I am done.
Why did you exclude University of California, Santa Cruz?
The Slugs,
Banana slugs.
the Banana Slugs. There was a
Yeah.
lot that I had to choose from, and these are the ones that I just chose.
I mean, that is a university of substantial size, and it has a stupid name.
Oh, there's a lot of college names that are stupid.
I mean, I
What's the
went to
hell? What's a Crimson Tide? What is a
again. I think that
the
refer to Red
Tulane
Wings.
Green Wave? Yeah.
I mean, I went. My college mascot was a comet. Whoosh. That's what they would do. Whoosh.
Well, Southwest Texas, or now Texas State, was a Bobcat. They're the Bobcats.
That's legit. That is.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great nickname. It's a great mascot.
I'm down with that.
I'm not sure what Eastfield was.
Harvesters.
That's what it is. Once again,
Eastfield Harvesters.
nothing says intimidating like a bunch of guys showing with shovels ready to plow your field.
I mean, on top of that, whenever it's harvesters, it's somebody that's doing it for you. So it's like you're hired help.
Just
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm gonna do stuff, and you're gonna give me money. Let's play basketball. I mean, all Eastfield really had was a baseball team.
Junior college baseball is fantastic.
Is it?
Yes, they're just as good as D1 schools.
They are?
Yes. Well, think of the D1 schools, you have to have the grades. In junior college, you do not have to have the grades. And a lot of good baseball players don't have grades.
Being that, I remember one of the guys that, when I went to community college, who got on my nerves the most was a jock. And he was dumber than a fucking bag of hammers. I mean, he was stupid. And that explains it, because he couldn't do D1. He had to go to high school with ashtrays with me.
That's why they're so good. They have a lot more kids to choose from and a lot more easier ways to get into that school.
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
don't really have to have a scholarship to go to community college.
And yeah, it's easy to pass. That's for sure.
Yep. Well, that was a my list of mascots that I found interesting and made me say, "Wait, what?"
You sound like a news reporter saying it.
I know.
At least I sound like a hick.
This is how the cookie crumbles.
I mean, at least whenever I say it, I sound like a hick. You're all like,
I had to shoehorn it in there somewhere.
Thank you very much, and that is what makes us say, "Wait, what?" Back to you, Chip.
Hey, we'll work on it. We'll get it down.
Yeah. All right. I just know anytime I say it, you got to turn your hiccup. Yeah,
my hiccup.
Not hiccup, but turn up your hayseed knob a little bit.
I could do that.
And you're just like, wait, what?
Yeah, I got a lot of hayseed in me.
You're all like, wait, what? Back to you, Ginny Santana, for the traffic and weather. You missed your calling.
That was great.
Oh god. All right. So I guess next time it'll be me getting to share some stories, and so we look forward to
Yes, looking forward to it. It was great.
eavesdropping on us again, weirdos. Now we look forward to it. Like and rate and
do all those things they always tell you to do.
Mom, thanks for listening. Love you. Bye. Thank you for listening to Waywut. Please feel free to like and or review us on your preferred podcast platform. You can also email us at waywutpodcast@gmail.com. That is WAYWUT podcast@gmail.com. Join us next time and we will do our best to make you say, "Wait, what?"